In this video, I'm going to show you what changes you need to make to MircoStrategy database connections to make use of the routing rules defined in Unity 14. In the screen, you can see that 4 different routing rules are set up, and these rules are assigned to 4 different Teradata users. Unity is already aware of these users because these Teradata users existing on the backend Teradata systems were deployed into the Unity dictionary as shown. Let's make changes to MircoStrategy projects to make use of these users. Right-click on the project which has the reports, select Project Configuration, select Database Instances, select the current database instance and select Modify. Choose the default database connection and click on Modify. In Database Login, we can specify which Teradata user should be used to run the report, and here we choose mstr_user on which rule 1 was defined. So if you look at the Unity GUI for a second, you can see that mstr_user is associated with rule 1. So now let's get back to MircoStrategy. Select mstr_user, click Modify, check if the database login credentials are correct, and save the changes. Now let's see if the Windows ODBC data source for MircoStrategy is configured with mstr_user. Since we want to use mstr_user as the login credentials, let's make the changes accordingly. Save the changes, and now we are ready to run MircoStrategy reports with rule 1. Now I will show you what changes we need to do in MircoStrategy project configuration if we want to apply rule 3 shown in this GUI screen. Let's make changes to MircoStrategy to make use of mstr_user2. We are going to follow the same steps we did earlier. Select project configuration and modify the database instance. Select the database instance, click on Modify. Select the database connection and click on Modify. Since the database login called as mstr_user2 is not available already, we'll create a new one. Provide a database login name called as mstr_user2. Provide the login ID and password and save the changes. Select mstr_user2 as the new database login name and save the changes. We also need to make changes to the Windows ODBC data source for MircoStrategy database connection. So select the ODBC data source and change the username and password for mstr_user2 and save the changes. Now we are ready to run MircoStrategy report with rule 3.